Hi there, this is Gary Wales, and Andreas Aranda is on the camera since he's a Hollywood guy. He knows all about that. I want to talk to you about something. In mid-February of 2018, Andreas and I had heard about this fire truck that had been in Las Vegas and sitting for 30 years. And the story that we heard, and subsequently found out that was absolutely true, is that it belonged to a very well-known comedian. I don't know his name right off the top of my head, but he was one of the big headliners in the late 50s and 60s, 70s in Las Vegas, or Las Vegas as we like to call it. And for his act, he wanted to have a grand entrance, a real entrance. So he had went to his hometown in New Jersey, talked to the fire chief, who was his friend, and they had this old fire truck there, a 1920s fire truck, American La France. And so he bought it and took it to Las Vegas, and he's had it restored. He had it painted, he had everything all done to it, had the engine out of it being completely rebuilt, and the radiator went out. It was all the cast aluminum, had it all polished, all done, and had it all together at this place. And they came in on a Monday morning. Somebody had stolen the engine and all the parts and the radiator. The guy was so disheartened, he just said, "To hell with it," and he left it. And it's been sitting for over 30 years. A friend of mine heard about it, called me, told me, we researched, found it, and Andreas and I went to Las Vegas. And here it is. Well, I'm going to show you this. This is the beginning of our odyssey, a 3-year odyssey of creating the Beast of Turin. This is how we found it. This is exactly as it was when we found it behind this building. In Sam's, the engine, radiator, all the basic accoutrements. Here it is, we're pulling it out. Here's the gentleman that was in his safekeeping. He just said, "The hell with it, I want to get out of here." So we went and we bought it. And we brought it home. And we stripped it of everything that we could, the rest of it. I sold the fenders to a gentleman in Florida who was building a truck and had lousy, rotten fenders and everything. And we said, "Hey, no problem. This is going to sacrifice for that." We had located an engine we bought in, where was that? Oh, it was in Ontario, California. It was a marvelous engine in Ontario, California, and some of the bits and the pieces, but most of the truck was gone. So it was exactly what we wanted. We got the engine. And we decided we'll make our own radiator. So we had it sandblasted, the major parts sandblasted, and I hand painted the whole bloody thing to put it back together. And what we've done now is we've compiled about, right now I think we're at 7 or 8 videos, and we put them on YouTube, and we named them the Beast of Turin, the beginning, and we're going to show you all the way through the process of building it, having pieces made for it, doing whatever we had to do. But this is the final piece. And today, it's May the 13th or 14th, and 2021. People say, "Well, it took 3 years." Well, in the meantime, we did about 5 other cars and everything else. It was COVID, and this wasn't a rush job to get something done. This is, we hope and we think this is the culmination of a 3-year odyssey, creating what we feel is probably our finest build, and this is number 8. And you're going to be able to go through on YouTube and see every major video. It's just short ones, anyone from a minute to 3 minutes long, and you can go through them and see the processes of how we did it, what we did it, what it's made out of, and why it is the why and the wherefore. And you'll get a big kick out of it, I hope. There's a lot of things here we're very proud of. And first of all, we do this because we want to save the American fire truck history. It's very important. These were trucks that saved people's lives, their homes, everything they had. And they deserve a better end than to be just broken up and thrown away. So this is our salute to the great racing cars of the heroic age. And it's also, I know, a kind of a mad creation. And sometimes they're a bit bizarre. But you know what? If it makes you smile when you see it, that's the idea. That's what we wanted it to do. We want to make people happy. And it makes us delighted to be able to say, hey, we have created this. We've left something other than a grease spot. And here you go. This is the Beast of Turin I present. And we'll even clean it the next time. We'll see you on the show circuit.